All right. So it's a couple of things I gotta talk about. First thing I'm gonna talk about is a major trade that happened almost a week ago, right, Yari? Was it Monday? It was Monday or Tuesday?
It
It
was
was
actually
it
like
was Monday.
it's
It
about to
was
be
Monday, right?
it was no, it was actually this Monday, so it's about to be a
Yeah,
week.
it's
It
about to be a
was
week.
this Monday at 2 a.m.
So this Monday at 2 a.m., which I was to make a video, but had to go back to school. So basically, James Harden finally got traded from the 76ers to the Clippers. Now, I made a video about talking about James Harden, what's happening with him, and I kind of stated that they're probably going to make him go to the team he want to go. And it's the third time in a row James Harden will do this. Now, there's two things about James Harden that is going to like get overlooked. One, this is the third team that James Harden has been in a couple of years. James Harden isn't stable, and him not being stable is going to affect his contract, which is the reason why he wants to leave because of his contract. But he doesn't know that one, James Harden isn't that good as he used to be. We all know this. James Harden is not that good of a player to be axing out and wanting a longer extension on his contract because he's not as bad as somebody like Russell Westbrook or that Wash, but he's not a top paid player in the NBA anymore. He's just not like that.
Kind of throwing away his career if you think about it.
He really is.
Him, he has such a great potential to being such a one of the greatest players. But you jumping from team to team, it just proves that you're toxic for that team. So every team that you're going to be in does not want you. Like you literally walked in, and the video shows it when he walks in on the Clippers locker room. Everybody except Russell Westbrook were like, "What is this guy doing here?" You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants him because of how toxic and how bad of a teammate he is. That's what I'm looking at. Now, James Harden is not a bad player, but from the way it looks like, he's a toxic player. I don't know if that explains.
Yeah, he's not a bad player. He's not a bad teammate. But when there's things that he doesn't like, he makes it known, and he acts like he literally said a quote that he's not a system player. He is the system, and it doesn't make sense. It's not getting into his brain that he's not on the Houston Rockets no more. You ever since you left the Rockets, you've been declining. You've been declining. You went to the Rockets, the Nets, the Sixers, and now you're on the Clippers. And
it's actually crazy because the Rockets actually wanted him back. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
no. He used that as a threat to get the Sixers money back. But when the Rockets got Udoka, they asked Udoka, what does he want? Udoka didn't want Harden, which makes sense because he has a young team. Why does he want Harden there? Harden's going to try to control the ball again. Harden's not that guy. He can't do that no more. He's going to go on the Clippers. The person I feel bad for, I really feel bad for Russ because Russ is on the Clippers team actually doing what James Harden is going to do and actually playing good this season. Besides last game,
this is what I've been always saying, James. Not James. This is the comeback season for Westbrook. He's doing good and he's doing great and he's going to keep going because Russell Westbrook is like that. And everybody has to put respect on Russell Westbrook and everybody will know who Russell Westbrook is because he's such a great player. People just take him and make him look bad because of how many times he has brick. Oh, where's brick? Where's this? Bro, he is such a great player. That's it.
It's because he's on the Lakers. Like literally, if you're on Twitter, Gabe Vincent is getting so much hate right now. Even though he's playing the same way he was playing last year on Heat, like not playing as bad, but he's still like not playing that good. But it's because he's on the Lakers.
Because he left the Heat. That's it.
Whenever you play with LeBron or anybody like that level and you play bad, then they get hate. People was hitting on Russell Westbrook for doing the things that he's already was doing. That's so when Lakers got him, I didn't understand why the Lakers got Russell Westbrook because it's not going to work. He doesn't fit with LeBron and AD. He's not an off-ball player. He's a ball-dominant player who doesn't shoot.
Once LeBron establishes himself as the star player in the team, you have to just.
Oh yeah, you have to play. Yeah. You play like him. Yeah, you have to play in the system. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to legitimately play different from how you play. You can be a star player and drop 30 points a game, but once you join LeBron James, you have to just stop dropping 30 points a game. You have to pass the ball more. You gotta get rebounds. You gotta be you have a different role than being a star player. So Russell Westbrook was forced to just be another player, to not be Russell Westbrook where he was in OKC or when he was in the Wizards, because he played very good when he was on the Wizards. Don't get me wrong. He did very good in the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you play at that level with LeBron, it's different because LeBron is already dropping his points. LeBron don't even it doesn't even matter for him anymore because he knows what he's capable. He know he has control over the Lakers. So anything that goes has to go through LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So Westbrook coming in there, he didn't have like exposure for him to like prove himself. So every time he will mess up, oh you suck, oh you this, oh you that. LeBron will mess up and they will be like, oh it's fine. But when Westbrook will mess up, they will all blame him. They will tell him he sucked and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So by Westbrook, I'm glad Westbrook got traded out because and now he's doing the same thing in the Clippers, but it's better that he's doing it in the Clippers because the Clippers is as a team that only 2 stars, but PG does his thing. You know, PG does his little thing. He's a role player. Kawhi, the Claw, is doing his thing. Another role player. Westbrook coming in. It's just to fit in. Now, James Harden and the Clippers, that's rare and that's weird. It turns everything weird because what they're gonna do? First very play. James Harden wants to call ISO, and what's Kawhi want to do? You know what I'm saying? Now, let me put this straight. Let me get this straight. Kawhi is pretty clutch, but at the same time, bro, like after that shot, that's it. That's it. After that Toronto shot, that's it.
I mean, it's some. The thing about Kawhi is one, Kawhi is very injury. One thing about Kawhi is niggas think that Jokic don't care. Kawhi cares about basketball, but not as much. The thing about Kawhi is Kawhi low manages a lot, which is the issue I have with him. He low manages a lot, and when he actually like plays for real, he gets injured. He just very injury riddled, which is the problem for Kawhi. That's it. Kawhi is good, and he shows why he's good. He gets injured a lot, which is like annoying. The thing about LeBron is like that's another thing I have a critique about LeBron is because like when LeBron's on a team, you have to play the style that fits LeBron, which is fine. It makes sense. But the style that he plays in isn't going to fit everybody, which is not a problem. That's not something that's not something that's common because somebody like there's only rare occasions where that's common, like Steph Curry. Anybody can get into the Warrior system and it will work. If you can at least pass the ball and shoot mid-ranges, it'll work. Like Chris Paul right now, it is working with him. Like Chris Paul's actually fitting into that system because he can actually like play some type of way. So the thing about LeBron is LeBron has such a rare like style of play that it's hard for you to be in. Like, for example, somebody like Russell Westbrook, somebody like the fact that D Wade worked with LeBron is crazy because it shouldn't have worked that way, but D Wade is that good.
Well, the reason why D Wade worked because he won. You know, I'm not gonna say it was forced, but he wanted to win. You know, it's that win mentality that forces you to be like, okay, I want to win. I want to get a ring.
Yeah, he took a step back. He took a step back. Took a step back,
and he let him take over the team. That's what it is.
But like a typical LeBron team is the Cavs team in 2016. That's like the definition of a LeBron team. You have a point guard that's ball dominant, but he's also off ball, can shoot threes. The whole team can shoot, besides Tristan Thompson. But you also need a big man to paint. So the whole team can shoot. That team in the 2020 Lakers, those two teams are pinnacle like LeBron type teams. That's how you like fit a team like LeBron James. Not saying he was a good team. He's an amazing team. But like if you want to build around LeBron, those teams are like amazing for him. So that's why it worked. That's not about LeBron. But I think James Harden, I think the Clippers will be fine. I don't know if they're going to win it all because one, injury just hates them niggas. And then I don't know how Harden and Westbrook is going to fit because Westbrook is difficult with the bench now. He's definitely on the bench now. So it is what it is. But I don't know how he's going to work with Christian loves scenarios. I don't know how it's going to work with James Harden. I want to watch a game. Trying to figure out what else we'll talk about. Okay, so the NBA season just started. You know, what record your Bulls got? I'm not even trying to dig. I'm just saying what record your Bulls got.
Huh? Record?
Yeah, what's your record your Bulls got? I think we're 4-1. I think it was a 4-1.
Yeah, y'all 4-1. No, y'all 2-0. 3-0.
2-0.
Yeah,
we lost one. We lost the first game. We're 4-1. We lost the first game. We lost the first game. We lost against who we played the first night? Suns, I think.
Yeah, we lost. We played the Kings first night.
Oh yeah, no. We played the Kings. No, we didn't. We did.
I played the Kings twice.
Let me see. I think we played the Suns. Family. I'm pretty sure we played the Suns.
Oh,
I'm like
the Suns play. The Suns literally played twice against. Oh my God. Okay, we're 2-4. We're 2-4, and we just lost the first tournament game against
Yeah.
Brooklyn by 2. 107-109.
I'm right. We played against the Suns. We played the Suns, then the Kings after that. I knew I'm right because I watched the game. Yeah, we lost to the Suns.
We
I'm about to say.
okay. I'm gonna tell you everything. So we've been on and off type of thing. So
Curry is so good.
we beat the Raptors by 1. Such a great game. We lost to the Pistons 118-102. Then we beat the Pacers. We got back. Then we lost. Now we just lost back to back, and now we just like the first in-season tournament against the Nets. So that's horrible. That's really bad. I hope we can get back from that.
How is my
we're definitely losing 3 in a row. We're going against the Nuggets.
How Mikal Bridges doing? I haven't really seen anything about him up like that. Is he playing?
You gotta check. No, it's Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons type of thing. Nets are looking pretty good.
Hey. Now what I said about Ben Simmons, I said it too. I said last year, I said Ben Simmons gonna tee up, and I was right. I said it too. And my brother told us I was capping.
It makes sense.
I knew it.
When you
Cam Thomas is going stupid. That's going stupid. It's Cam. He going stupid. That's going stupid.
When you take out star players
Ben Simmons
out of the team and you leave that one star player that was doing bad,
but Ben Simmons can score. So
it's gonna go crazy.
No, I'm really high on Mikal Bridges because I like Mikal Bridges a lot. And when I watched him play against the Sixers, I felt bad for him. He was going dummy in the playoffs. So I have a new series that I'm gonna introduce when the other person gets here. But right now I got a video made by Players Choice. I love these niggas. Niggas are like actually like in-depth basketball. It's about the Jordan LeBron debate. So I'm gonna present it. It is a long video, but whenever you want me to pause, just say it, or I'll pause and say something. It is a long video. It is 41 minutes. But hopefully he'll be here by then. So I'm gonna tell him text him when he joins. So I'm gonna play it. You can hear it? You can hear it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
race to his career that y'all have given to other players.
If he wanted continuity in coaching, he just should have stayed in Miami. Well, but he kept moving around, so he's the one who doesn't want continuity. That's crazy.
This is my thing. This is where they're not. You're being so disingenuous.
Phil Jackson fired?
You're being so disingenuous.
You wanted Phil Jackson fired?
For Jerry Krause's credit, he's one of the greatest GMs to ever do it. Yes. He put together a phenomenal.
Hey, Paul?
He is. He's not.
What's up?
I want to point out something, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that man's shoes.
Whose shoes?
Look at the man wearing Travis Scott's, my brothers. Now that right there is what we call the blessing of the Jordan brand. Anyways,
you know, as much credit. Just so you know, Marcus Gasol, the year that he won Defensive Player of the Year, you know how many times he made the All-League defensive team before that? 0. You know how many times he made the All-League defensive team after that? 0. I just feel like when it comes to Michael Jordan, we don't talk about his hardships enough. Right. Like we just don't. Like we act like his career starting in the 90s.
Right now.
Let's talk about the hardships.
We're talking about right now.
If we start bringing up Jordan's hardships and LeBron's hardships, it's going to go back.
There's no rhyme or reason why somebody like JJ Barea and Jason Kidd should be able to defend him.
That's true. Oh my God, that's so true. Give me a second. I'm moving myself.
Pause that. That was actually
Jordan when he was averaging 35.
That was actually amazing what he just said right there.
Bro, no, it's actually insane. If y'all watch the if you're watching this video that I make out of this, or if you're watching the stream, I challenge you to go watch the 2011 NBA Finals. I think it's 5 or 6 games. I know it's not 7. It's 5 or 6. I challenge you to watch it play, and I want you, whenever LeBron has the ball, watch what he does. Because I'm telling you, LeBron James actively doesn't play. He actively
short clip
doesn't show. I'm gonna see if I can find one, but it might just be highlights though.
Put LeBron James, JJ Barea. Put that.
I'm gonna see. But like, it's better if you watch the full game though. But I'll see. I'm gonna see if I can find one. Hold up. LeBron getting clamped by JJ. LeBron James Barea. Fast food employee by night. LeBron stopper by. Now this is nasty.
They called him the what?
By night. Quality. Holy. I can't show. This is actually horrible quality. It only goes to 240. I can't show that. That's actually horrible. I can't barely see it. I know the play because I watched the game, but I can barely see it. Yeah, 2011 playoffs post defense. I see it.
Let's just screw this video. Let's go. I see it.
I see it.
I was gonna say screw this video, but actually no. Let's do this.
Look at this. Watch this.
7-point turnaround after they trail by 6.
You're JJ Barea, guys.
Ahead of him on LeBron James. James pushing off a little bit.
Now, okay. So now, do you see this? LeBron James, a 6'9" behemoth, is on JJ. How tall is this nigga?
JJ Barea is a legitimate almost 5'11". He's not even 6 foot. 5'11".
He's 5'10". I'm thinking I'm taller than that nigga. I'm taller than JJ Barea, and he is. Look at this.
Ahead of him on LeBron James. James.
He forced LeBron to shoot a ugly ass post fadeaway. That's crazy.
Pushing off a little bit. That was close to being the third.
Now look.
Foul. The bench of Portland 109.
What the heck? Oh, this is more. This is just him in general. I want to watch LeBron. I don't want to see him playing against the Trailblazers. Come on now. There we go. One more. This is the LeBron one. There we go. Are they texting the general chat?
What, LeBron James.
Hold up. Look at this.
Pushes off offensive foul.
He calls the offensive foul. Right there. That's actually crazy. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Like, can you see you saw a text message? Oh, you didn't see that. Thank God.
You can't see none of that.
Okay, baby.
Right there. You passed it right there. Yeah.
This is he. Oh, he is playing he. Okay, I can barely see. Like, dang.
Small, they say. What do you expect?
No, I'm saying because the quality is horrible. Hey, there we go. That's Trailblazers. That's the wrong thing. I need heat. This heat? Yeah, there we go.
Way to get to that right side. Curry off the bench with his first field.
That's such good defense. That's such good defense.
Hitting some big shots. But a little off the mark here tonight.
That's Mike B, by the way.
10-point game. About 3 minutes gone by here in the third. I like what JJ Barea is doing.
That's Mike Bibby, bro. That's good defense, bro.
Extending the defense.
Nigga is clamping them up. Bro.
Maynard back in.
That was such a good switch. Look how fast he switched. That was so good. That was nice. Nice switch.
Backward violation.
Here go LeBron again.
And that's an important 3 points. Bibby.
Mike Bibby was so bad
Off the side of the rim.
in the heat. I knew he was on that team. He was bad.
They got to keep going at Barea. Just like that. Just keep going.
That's good defense. And he talk about some keep going at Barea. He don't get clamped up if you do that. This is the last one.
In game 1 with the Heat finish on a 9-0 run to end the second.
That's the nigga. Whoa, we don't do ads. That's the nigga that was clamping him up. That's the nigga that was doing him dirty.
By the way, this is a Puerto Rican basketball player. And in Puerto Rico, we don't even have hoopers like that. We have our own league. And this nigga went to the NBA and clamped up LeBron James in 2011 finals. Let that sink in.
Crazy.
Game against the Detroit Pistons. He wasn't blamed for that series, however. Even though if LeBron James had done something like that, LeBron James, they would have said that he choked.
Draymond Green goes out publicly and says they mentally had us. If KD doesn't show up to save us, we might be talking about LeBron in a different light. No. Was Phil Jackson the best coach when Michael Jordan started winning? No. Okay, then. So
with that being said, that unit being built around him, I've never seen a guy come into the game with that amount of hype, that amount of fanfare, that amount of pressure, and deliver and continuously deliver without folding and just completely giving up. I've never seen that, and it took me a long time to come to this conclusion. But he's the best that I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, bro. Who's LeBron? Like, what side of Jordan?
All right, ready?
What side LeBron?
Oh, what side is Jordan? What side of
The
LeBron?
GOAT debate.
Hold up.
Michael Jordan versus LeBron James.
It's LeBron, right? Or
Okay,
Jordan, like?
so Low's the big guy. That nigga put me on. That nigga's like my basketball nigga. That's why I like. That's that nigga. So him and Mars, the nigga that's next to him that has the orange shirt on, them two niggas are LeBron. Chill is the old guy, and the other nigga is JR. Them two niggas are Jordan. I mean LeBron. Those two niggas are Jordan.
Okay, so Nike shirt and polo shirt are Jordan.
Yes, and then nigga said, and Chill. Those niggas are LeBron.
All right. Let me get
So
this straight. First of all, don't ever wear Michael Jordan's ever in your life. because like, why are you wearing Jordans and siding on LeBron James, bro? Like, I'm gonna shoot you when I see you, bro. Like, it's on sight now.
That's crazy, bro.
Don't clip it.
I'm not. I'm leaving that alone.
Jordan is obviously the GOAT. I don't even know why this is here. I don't know why we're here at all. Jordan's the GOAT because, I mean, we're talking about somebody who is, top 5 in, like, multiple categories, especially at his position, finished in his career, top 3 in steals, finished top 5 in points, even though he is moving down, but, top 5 in multiple positions. So, I mean, in statistical categories.
Thank God for Scottie Pippen, right?
Why are we already talking about Scottie?
That's such a bad. No. That's so. I hate that take so much. When people say Pippen carried Jordan, it's such a bad take.
If Pippen carried Jordan, he would have carried the Chicago Bulls to the NBA Finals multiple times while Michael Jordan was
yes, those 2 years. And also, I challenge you. The last 2 years of the last three-peat, watch Jordan cook in the NBA Finals.
Every NBA Finals, Michael Jordan said they
especially is it 1998? They didn't play 1998. 1998 they played they played the
98. No, 98.
They played because 99 the Spurs won. Yes, 1998 because 99 the Spurs won, right? If I'm gonna give myself a cookie. Yep, that was right. They played the Knicks. I'm a demon. So 1998, I challenge you. The last championship in the three-peat. No, I know the other years. I was trying to make 98 was right. Watch Jordan play because Pippen was out Pippen had back issues and the team was deteriorating. Rodman wasn't that good and the other players wasn't that good. It was Kukoc.
Listen, you gotta count.
And Jordan.
People be like, oh, but what happened to Rodman? Rodman is not a scorer. He doesn't score. He's legitimate a rebounder. He is a role player, and all he does is rebound the ball and pass it. He does not do anything else. So if you want to talk about Dennis Rodman, take me back to the Pistons where he was going crazy, but he was only a rebounder. So you want to talk about Dennis Rodman? He was a rebounder, bro. It's like he didn't even existed in the Bulls. He won many rings because of how good he is in rebounding. Michael Jordan is the reason why the Chicago Bulls it's the reason why. Let me just put it like this. Michael Jordan is the only reason why the Chicago Bulls have banners up top. That's it. And I'm a fan of the Chicago Bulls, and I love my Chicago Bulls.
Yeah,
they can't do nothing. Shut up. We suck right now. I admit it because we don't want to trade no one. So let me put that out there. We do not want to trade anyone, and we proceed to go back in the same BS and with the same old team. So we're going to keep losing if we don't trade nobody for somebody who's going to help us. Now, going back to MJ, let me tell you this. MJ is the only reason why Pippen is relevant. That's it.
Because Pippen tried. Literally, if you watch The Last Dance, niggas don't watch The Last Dance. When literally the 2 years they was gone, literally Pippen is literally selfish. He literally was, and he was getting mad that he couldn't take the last shot. He was getting mad that he wasn't getting PT, which I get it. You're the best on the team right now, and the team was good enough to make I think it was a 4th seed, 5th seed. I'm not trying to look it up. I'm just trying to go off my top of my head. And I'm gonna look it up because I don't know who they lost to. I'm trying to figure out who they lost to.
They probably ended up like they were good enough to go 4th seed, but I believe they didn't even make the play. They make the playoffs.
Jordan retired after, so it was 94. 94 is when Jordan wasn't there. Yep, because they lost semifinals. I'm right because I'm like that. Pippen, yeah, because they lost semifinals to the Knicks. They finished. I can't stand Basketball Reference. Just tell me where they don't tell me the division. I want to know like the standings. They finished like 4th, I'm pretty sure. They finished 2nd. They finished 2nd. No, 3rd. They finished 3rd. I know they finished 3rd or 4th. I remember that. They finished 3rd or 4th. And their team, because like they still had a championship roster, they didn't have their star player, and it showed in the playoffs. It showed. So
they went what semifinals and lost?
Yeah, they lost to the Knicks. Lost to the Knicks. Let me keep on
By the way, MJ owns the Knicks. Just saying.
Somebody who only played
owns a lot of
handful
teams.
Seasons, majority of which was accomplished as a Bull. So we're essentially talking about like a 10 to 13 year career. So from a statistical standpoint, Also, even from a career average standpoint, basically averaging
I'm gonna get some
5
All right.
extremely efficient for an era that was predominantly dominated by big men. Extremely athletic, extremely skilled, one of the best passers at his position at that era of basketball, who was able to take advantage of mismatches way better than anybody else. Defensively, one of the best defensive guards at his position the league has ever seen, two-way impact, and was able to translate a lot of that production over into the postseason. It's not even talking about the post game, mid-range shooting, athleticism, finishing at the basket, a competent. Yeah, that was a quick minute.
It was a quick minute, though, but I got a quicker minute for you. So when you talk about revolutionizing the game, so before it was Doc and it was Jordan, and then James shows up and he revolutionized the game. We got this 6'9" guy, bigger, faster, stronger, does everything just as good, if not better than guards. He can switch, he can play multiple positions. I've never seen a guy in the history of the game, as long as I've been watching the game, come into the game with that amount of fanfare, with that amount of hype, with that amount of pressure, and actually deliver. And I've also never seen a guy who failed like he did and came back better. And stayed on top for as long as he did. We're talking about a guy who averaged more than 25 a game for over 18 straight years. These how many guys in the history of the game can say that they've done that? Nobody else can say that they've done that. He's at the top of the league in the history of the league in playoff points, which means when he was at his best, it was in the postseason. He's also failed, but he's also been at his best in the postseason. He's done it for a long time. He's done it for longer than most, which is why it makes him awesome.
The reason you haven't seen anyone come back from failure like LeBron James, because MJ didn't go through the failures that LeBron James did. MJ, from the moment he got into the league, the moment he was in the playoffs, was always producing at a high level. You never saw a playoff series where the Bulls lost and he was like, you know what, MJ, you're the reason your team didn't get this done. LeBron James, you can say that's true for multiple series. You look at the 2011 finals, for example, one of the worst series from a superstar in NBA history. But we don't need to get into that. Let's talk about the fact that Michael Jordan is the best scorer in NBA history from a production standpoint, from an eye test standpoint, one of the best mid-range shooters of all time, one of the best finishers at the rim of all time.
Imagine LeBron's stats if he would have had Scottie Pippen.
Arguably the best athlete of all time as well. He was doing that while also being one of the best defenders in the league, especially at his position, leading the league in steals, winning a defensive player of the year. And he's doing this in a 13-year stretch where LeBron James is pushing into year 21 and he still hasn't achieved a fraction of what Michael Jordan has. I don't need a whole minute, so J-Rob, there you go.
I just really love how you repeated what Lo said, just in a different way. My Glorious King is definitely the goal of this basketball.
Nah, that's crazy.
Just because.
Yeah, I'm done.
You know what he said that on the internet? He'll leave his chick for LeBron. Because my Glorious King is crazy.
Just because the expectations that were put on him as an 18-year-old, I think everything he's accomplished in this league, he has. Stop interrupting me. My minute is here. I think LeBron James is done. He has the greatest ring in NBA history. He's completed hella side quests in the NBA, such as leading the league in assists. He's led in scoring. He's been all defense. He's won multiple MVPs. He's also the crown messenger. I know everybody gives credit to Jordan for winning with the Bulls, but to win a championship in 3 different locations is also an accomplishment in itself. I also feel like it took Jordan about 7 years to get to what LeBron did in 3. And, you know, he may have lost in that finals against Hall of Famers at a young age, but to be able to do that at 23 years old, that's a big deal. This man has answered every single expectation. I think even now at 40 years old.
You said it took how long? I hated everything you said. You said it took how
7.
long? No, you said how long it took LeBron?
3. He got drafted in 03.
It took him 3.
He was in year 4. He was in year 4.
So you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, 4.
All right.
03
So we established you just
and they didn't achieve
1
the
year.
same
The
thing.
difference of
They
1
didn't
year.
achieve the same thing.
They didn't achieve
We're
the
going
same
to go
thing.
from the
They
difference
didn't
of 1
achieve-
year.
Mike actually won, whereas you're just saying they did the
I
same
got
thing in
one,
terms
4
of making
rings,
the
bro.
final.
Yeah.
You understand
That's
that?
not the
You
same
understand
thing.
a
That's not the same
team that had the best record in the regular season ever in the NBA had to go out their way to get Kevin Durant in order to beat one LeBron James. Even it got to a point where this team that was the greatest regular season team ever, one of the star players on that team, Draymond Green, goes out publicly and says they mentally had us. If KD doesn't show up to save us, we might be talking about LeBron in a different light. I also think when it comes to LeBron James, y'all don't give the same grace to his career that y'all have given to other players. Like the way y'all say that Michael
We're not
Jordan.
talking about other players. We're talking about MJ.
MJ as well. He's one of those players.
No, you mentioned that too, Miles, because when you talk about improvement, I mean, this guy has improved every year. And then when I say improved, I mean improved in every aspect of his game. He improved as a shooter. He improved as a ball handler. He improved as a defender. He improved his IQ. And all of those things, even at a young age, were far more advanced than even guys that came out of college that played for big-time college basketball coaches. And a guy that 22 years old taking a team to the NBA Finals, I mean, that hasn't happened since never with that Cleveland Cavaliers team. Nobody had done that in Cleveland since he had done that. So the expectation at that point is now championship.
Now, I agree to a certain extent. I agree that the expectations that people set on LeBron and him able to reach it and then go higher, because people had LeBron as a chosen when they had him as the best player ever, best player like coming out of college, but in high school. But they didn't think that he would be like arguably a top 3 player ever. Nobody thought he would reach that pinnacle and go higher than that. Nobody thought that. So I congratulate LeBron for that, because not a lot of players will reach the expectations and then go higher than that and actually reach their full potential. That doesn't happen. That's not common. So for LeBron able to do that straight out of high school and able to reach those expectations early, I commend him for that. But when you actually look at the Eastern Conference and you look at the teams he actually had to play in that conference, you will understand that LeBron is still a very good accomplishment for a young player to be able to carry that Cleveland Cavaliers team to the NBA Finals. I'm not taking that away from LeBron James. That's not something that happens automatically. That's something that a good player has to do. That's something that a great player and a superstar and an elite type player has to do. Not saying that, but when you're comparing to Jordan and you're trying to put him as the GOAT, we're going to have to nitpick certain things. I see that every time I do these type of Jordan-LeBron debates, because that's what you have to do. You can't keep on looking at things without trying to go deep dive into them. So when you look at the Eastern Conference and you look at it and you see how they actually play, the teams in that conference wasn't good. And it was very obvious in the Eastern Conference. That conference was not good. It really wasn't. The only team that was really carrying that conference was the Pistons, because they already won the NBA Finals 3 years ago. So that team's gonna be good, obviously. But really, those teams wasn't good. Those even this Pistons teams, this Pistons team was good, but it still wasn't as good as it needed to be. As the first seed in this conference had won 53 games. That's the first seed. A 53-win team won the first seed. The second seed was the Cavs, and they was 50-32. Those are the records in this conference. A 53-win team was able to clinch and win the first seed. A 53-win team. We have a 41-win team. We have a 47-win team. We have a 44, a 41, a 40 in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. But when you look at the West, I'm gonna show the screen. We look at the West. We have a 67-win team, a 61, a 51, a 45. The lowest team that made it was a 42-win team. But over here, we have a 41-win team. We have two 41-win teams and a 40 and 42-win team in the Eastern Conference making the playoffs. That's not normal. That's not something that just happens. That does not happen. Look at this Bulls team. This Bulls team has Scott Skiles as the coach, Malik Allen, Luol Deng, Kirk Hinrich. They had no Sione, and they had an older Bryn Wallace. This team was the third seed. Granted, Ben Gordon is a demon. He is a demon. But this team was a third seed. So, yes, LeBron James did carry. Not to take away from him. LeBron James did an excellent job carrying that team. But you can obviously tell that the skill gap between the East and the West was very obvious.
Or bust as long as he's here. And once he
didn't meet those expectations.
Which would explain why he left. which would explain
Because when
why
the going
he
gets tough,
chill out over there.
It wouldn't be the going gets tough. It would be more that I think that the team that was built around him was not nearly as sufficient as the team that was built around Michael Jordan. I think that the team that was built around him, I think that they looked at him and said, we're getting to the NBA championship every year with this guy,
How long did
regardless
it
of
take
what
the
we
Bulls
put
to
around.
build that around Michael Jordan?
It took them 7-8 years.
Okay, 8 years, and LeBron left Cleveland after how many years?
He left after 7 years.
And
So-
what did LeBron do in year 8 then?
And year 8, what happened?
Well, that's
the biggest meltdown in NBA history.
That's
right?
completely different. And the reason why that's completely
I don't
different
think
is
it's
because
completely different. I don't know if it's completely.
Well, the reason why it's completely different is because, like you just said with Michael Jordan, it took him 8 years with continuity with the same guys. So he's on the same crew with John Paxson. He's on the same crew with
he
Scottie
had
Pippen.
3 different
He's on the
coaches,
same
3
crew with
different
Horace Grant. He's on the same crew with Cliff Livingston. He's on the same crew with B.J. Armstrong. Meanwhile, LeBron James goes to Miami, and this is a totally new system. This is a totally new gig, and this is a testament to his greatness because you expect once he jumps onto that crew that it's just supposed to work out, not even establishing roles.
Yeah, with him picking the team and the coach and the players.
And you don't get continuity arguments when LeBron's the one who actively left the team. He's the reason there wasn't continuity.
If he wanted continuity,
I can't say LeBron didn't have continuity when he's the reason there wasn't continuity. I'm not giving him that belt. That doesn't make sense.
If he wanted continuity in coaching, he just should have stayed in Miami. But he kept moving around, so he's the one who doesn't want continuity. That's crazy.
Well, first of all, he does because if you look at continuity, like you just said in Miami,
Facts. No, this low spoke facts. Literally, people try to blame people. I don't blame LeBron for leaving the Cavs team because honestly, that Cavs team was trash. It was horrible, and the fact that you was able to lead that team to the finals is a great accomplishment. But there's 2 factors that people like to say why that Cavs team didn't work out. One is because of LeBron James' ineffectiveness to actually play. LeBron James has a play style in his early part of his career. LeBron James had a play style that was his style of play didn't fit everybody. One, LeBron James couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot anything. He not say he couldn't shoot at all because obviously he could shoot, but he wasn't an efficient shooter. So he was mostly a paint finisher, and he was doing his thing. I'm not saying that that's not something he should do. He was very dominant at driving, being in the post. That's something he would do. But when you're in the playoffs and you're playing a team in a 7-game series, those types of play isn't going to work out. So those types of things is what made the Cavs not work out because players that didn't play like LeBron or didn't fit through LeBron through the system wasn't working. So they had to fit players that was able to fit LeBron in a certain system, which is the reason why those Cavs teams didn't be good because LeBron's style of play is rare. And to find those type of players that's able to actually mesh around him is rare. That's not something you can just get automatically. That's not something you can just do. So you actually find those type of players, which they did in 2016, which he did in the Lakers as well. You able to actually fit a style around LeBron James is not something you can easily do. So even though yes, the Cavs didn't actually build a good team like LeBron James, that's honestly the best product they could have done at that time. There is really nothing else they could really done about the LeBron James situation. Not really that much they could really do. So when you actively blame LeBron, we actually blame the Cavs organization for not giving LeBron James type of players. Actually look at LeBron James style of play and look at the players that they was actually able to get. Now, granted, yes, there are certain trades that the Cavs shouldn't have done. Like the Cavs could have gotten Amar'e Stoudemire and it didn't do it. So there's certain things that the Cavs could have done to make LeBron stay, but there's also not a lot of things that that they can really do. So that's why I blame the Cavs. I do, but I also don't blame LeBron James for leaving. But you also cannot actively blame LeBron and say that he doesn't have continuity because of the Cavs. Which no, LeBron James could have stuck it out. But yes, he went to the Heat. I understand why he went to the Heat. That's why I don't blame him for it. But he went to the Heat, and right when he saw some trouble, and he saw Dwayne Wade actively getting injured. He saw Chris Bosh struggling with things medically. Right when he saw some trouble, he immediately packed his grip up and went to Cleveland. So if LeBron James wanted continuity and he actually wanted to go through some hardships, he could have stayed on the Heat or he could have stayed on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I'm not saying LeBron James didn't go through stuff. LeBron James went through some stuff in his career. I'm not saying he didn't. But if he actively wanted some continuity and he actively wanted the team built around him, like straight through, he should have stayed on the Heat or the Cleveland Cavaliers. I agree with Lo on that point. You can't use continuity arguments in this discussion when LeBron James actively got out of continuity.
Eric, he didn't get to pick the coach. Eric Spoelstra was already there.
Yep.
In fact, Eric Spoelstra, he wanted him fired. So that's not true.
And Pat Riley wasn't going for it.
That's a great player. That's a great guy right there. Great belt right there.
Pat Riley?
No. LeBron trying to get somebody fired.
Yeah,
Great GOAT, man.
He wanted. He
Great GOAT, man.
Well, the reason for-
Does nobody act like Michael Jordan couldn't make a demand?
Absolutely.
And this is my thing. This is where they're not. You're being so
wanted Phil
disingenuous.
Jackson fired?
You're being so
You
disingenuous.
wanted Phil
I didn't
Jackson
say
fired?
Phil Jackson,
Krause fired.
but if he wanted his GM gone. And as much as he wanted his GM gone, to Jerry Krause's credit, one of the greatest GMs to ever do it.
Yes.
He put together a phenomenal. He is. He's not.
Didn't
He's
get
not.
nearly as much credit.
What you trying to say?
Like, let's be real. Let's also take into consideration that I think ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
He played with a great coach in college. I think there was a lot of things around Michael Jordan that LeBron James did not have. He had to just ultimately.
He chose not to have.
I ain't gonna lie, LeBron do get to play NBA franchise
To
mode.
Jerry Krause's credit, one of the
do
greatest
get to.
GMs to ever do it.
And he
He
makes
put
people
together a
revolve around
phenomenal.
him.
These are all his choices.
Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA,
and he chose not to stay there.
The lack of
Pat
continuity.
Riley
The
Was
moment
Eric
Dwayne-
Spoelstra at the
the
time that
moment Dwayne
LeBron
Wade
left?
was
When
declining.
LeBron left Miami, was Eric Spoelstra when he left? No, I think he's the best coach in basketball now.
Okay.
I 100% agree with
And it
that.
was a
At
You
the
think at the
time,
time he was the best coach
He
in
was
basketball?
at worst third. He was at worst third.
We'll give you
With the top three.
Was Phil Jackson the best coach when Michael Jordan started winning? No. Okay, then. So that argument is
There we
also
go.
Not
pointless.
invalid.
But with that being, but
That argument is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant for both of us then.
No, you're the one who brought it up.
But
You
Phil-
said he had Phil Jackson.
Jackson is a legendary coach, though.
Because
So
of what
was
he
Pat
did
Riley.
with
But why was
MJ
Phil
and
Jackson?
then
Why
Kobe
was
and
Phil
Shaq?
Jackson a legendary coach? Because he put a system around called
Was he
the
a legendary?
triangle.
Was he a le-
The-
that was-
It wasn't Phil
Jackson.
Jackson's system.
But was he a
That's not
legendary?
his
Was
system, but I
was
said
he a legendary
I said
coach in
he didn't put a
91?
system
Was
called
he a
the
legendary
triangle.
coach in
It
91?
doesn't matter whose system is. I said he put the system.
So the thing is, though, is that they're going off of name value. Phil Jackson. Okay, Jameer. Okay, Jameer. Okay, really, Jameer. Really. The thing is about that is you're going off of name value. Phil Jackson wasn't not a good coach. Dang, he wasn't the coach that he was now when he first started on that team. And if that shocks everybody, that's not. He got hired and he implemented a system, that the assistant coach had called the triangle, and he was able to make it. He was able to perfect it. That's what happened with Phil Jackson. Eric Spoelstra was already a good coach. He was already an amazing coach when LeBron got there. He was already top 5 when LeBron got there. So LeBron went on a team that had top 20 player Max, had Chris Bosh, had Eric Spoelstra, who was a top 5 coach. So you had 2 top 20 players, Max. Really, LeBron was the best player in the NBA. So you had the best player in the NBA, a top 20 player. You had Chris Bosh, who was arguably like top 30 player. And then you had one of the best coaches in the NBA. And he didn't pick his team. Like, he literally picked that squad and picked his team.
So how many rings did Michael Jordan win with a legendary coach?
6. Ultimately,
So you think
ultimately.
ultimately it's 6.
Right.
But he was a legendary in 91 by chosen mission.
Okay, I agree.
So how many? When did Phil Jackson become legendary?
I think after the 3P.
Yes.
After
just
the
three?
first, after
So
the
just
3P, you kind of call him legendary. at
So
that
just
point.
3.
What do you mean?
Because after the 3P, he only won 3. So with
So
Phil
half his
Jackson
rings were without a
came-
legendary coach.
Yes.
Half of his
guess.
rings.
Half of Max's rings
Exactly.
were without a
Okay,
legendary
I guess.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Well, when you
Okay.
and
Interesting.
I think
Yeah,
that we,
nitpicking, but okay.
that's fair. But
Yeah, I'm not mad at
I
that.
think we're missing the point of how that unit was built from everybody down. Remember, when Michael Jordan showed up there, the only guy that was on that unit that Jerry Krause did not have, he did not pick, was Jordan. Jerry Krause, Scottie Pippen, that's his guy.
Yeah.
Horace Grant, that's his guy. John Paxson, who nobody wanted, that's his guy. Cliff Livingston, B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright,
Yes.
trading for Bill Cartwright, which Jordan did not want. In fact, he really flipped out
Yes, he
on
wanted
Jerry
Charles
Krause
Oakley.
about that, which we actually roast guys today when guys get traded. Jordan did not want Bill Cartwright. He wanted Charles Oakley on that unit. And in fact, it actually worked. So with that being said, that unit being built around him, and then on top of that, the next time when he came back, and I'm going to get to the next point. The next time when he came back, to
Why are you
Chicago,
blazing these two so heavy over there, bro?
Chill
Gotta
was
get that-
carrying
Chill
you
was
guys.
carrying,
I didn't interrupt
man.
him.
Off your face. My bad. Go ahead, Chill.
as I was saying, Mars.
Get a LeBron at this right now.
So as I was saying, when he came back to Chicago, him and Scottie Pippen, they're the only two dudes on the first championship team that was on the second championship team.
Yeah.
And they win the NBA championship 3 straight years, not just on the strength of Jordan. That team was fantastic. And you mentioned him leaving Cleveland. There's a reason why he left Cleveland. He left Cleveland because it wasn't the way it was in Chicago. They weren't building that unit around him. I don't think he ever wanted to leave, which would explain why he went back to Cleveland.
Once he knew he could get a superstar point guard in Kyrie.
I don't think it was a superstar
And Kevin
point guard
Love.
because remember too, Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, when James got them, guess how many playoff appearances they had? They weren't doing anything. They were just a bunch of guys who put up a lot of good numbers on a bad team. They
By
weren't
your
doing
admission,
anything.
No, I agree. I think LeBron wanted to join Cleveland. I would think he wanted to go back to Cleveland. I don't think LeBron ever wanted to leave Cleveland. I agree with that point. But I think what really made him want to go back was his ability to be able to have a Kyrie Irving who was up and coming superstar type player, and then him also requesting to get Kevin Love. That's what made LeBron James go there. No, I'm not saying this, but I'm just bringing it up. LeBron James actively goes to teams and actively gets help when he goes to those teams. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing because who goes to a team and who doesn't have help? I'm not saying that. But LeBron James could have stayed in Miami. He literally could have stayed in Miami, had continuity. Yes, Dwayne Wade wasn't getting that much healthier, and Chris Bosh was having medical problems. Yes. And him going to Cleveland, I'm not saying that's a bad decision you could have made because he was able to have help with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. But when you keep on, the argument that's presented in this video, he actually went to Cleveland because he knew that he would be able to have help. That's why he went back to Cleveland. That's why. Not saying that's a bad decision, but that's why he went to Cleveland. He was able to have more help. That's the reason why. He knew that Kyrie was up and coming superstar and Kyrie was playing amazing, and he knew he was able to get Kevin Love. That's why.
And the Cavs weren't a great team, so they weren't building around Kyrie correctly as well, right?
They weren't building around.
So then why just let them make playoffs?
Well, the reason why they expected to make the playoffs because he did have a good player, a good young player that he saw on his team, in Kyrie Irving, a good young player.
said,
No, how do you
why would you
Kyrie?
expect Kyrie?
Kyrie weren't going to make the playoffs because that's a trash organization in Cleveland, right?
But well,
Same with the Timberwolves, another
and
trash organization.
and the reason why him coming back is he feels like he's going to have more input, and with him having more input and a good young player in Kyrie Irving, and them drafting Tristan Thompson, maybe they are putting this thing together because this thing is a little bit different than what it was when the first time I was here, when they're passing up guys and they're passing up Amari Stoudemire and keeping J.J. Hickson. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing while I'm here, and they just expect me to beat Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Rondo and Paul Pierce with Ben Wallace and not Dylan Dover. I'm sorry. Guys like that. They expect us they expect us to win, and in the process of us doing that, I'm the one on the hook for that. So you guys aren't serious about us winning. So I'm where they are serious and recognize.
Where's this man at, bro?
What you mean? I'm here.
Antoine.
Oh, nigga, I don't know. Oh no. He got to his video over, to be honest. And if he ain't here, I'm like, yo, big dog, you still a long time. You just got back.
I'm gonna text him.
He's still gonna text me. Yeah, I've been cooking by myself, I ain't gonna lie. Right now they're just debating. That's basically it.
That I do have some input in winning, but I also have to learn how to win too. And he did that when he was in
And I
Miami.
agree,
You
but I
good.
think you're doing nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting carried, bro. I'm a role player. You know, sometimes, what did you say the other day, Ox? Sometimes you got to just know what your role is. You feel me? Right.
Somebody got to read and play.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
what
You ain't even rebounding. You just running the floor.
Yeah, that's it.
Focus, Mark. What
So
you
you
got
gotta do.
But
Hey,
yeah,
even 20
So you doing what Bama did that day.
I like that.
Hey, and what I told
That
Ron,
was a great one.
you.
That was actually great.
as you were saying, Mark.
But yeah, I do agree that
my hoop shoes right there. Oh, it ain't even got to be no more tall. That's your shoes? Yeah, I thought those was clear.
I'm saying we.
You were saying, Mark.
But yeah, I do agree that the Cleveland gave him more of an input and a say. But I'm saying we know the reason he went there is because a guy like Kyrie was on the crew, and he made the call to see if Kevin Love would want to join. That's why he went. If that's not the case, he's not going back to Cleveland. And the reason he left Miami is because we see Dwayne Wade declining.
Yep.
We see Chris Bosh. We're still playing at a high level, but he went out with blood clots ultimately.
Mhm.
When Scottie Pippen was declining, especially in the second three-peat, Jordan could have left. He could have traded Scottie Pippen. They didn't. They stuck 10 toes. And got another.
Niggas don't talk about that, bro. Literally him, Jordan in the second, Pippen in the second three-peat, actively was declining. It wasn't the same play he was. The last two NBA Finals, Pippen did not play as good. He literally was having back issues and not even playing to the level he was playing at before. But people don't bring it up. They always say, oh, Pippen carried Jordan, or the reason why Jordan has what he carried Pippen. Even though, especially 1998, Pippen didn't do it. Pippen he played. Not saying he didn't play. Pippen wasn't playing the level he was playing that season.
LeBron James leaves when he notices signs of stuff falling apart, and then we say it's not his fault that he loses, but every other player has gone through these ups and downs in their career, and they've stayed, and we're crediting LeBron James for changing and winning in different situations. But that's because he's leaving when his own situation becomes not as beneficial as it.
Because 98 was not a fantastic team, like by any stretch.
I don't think so. I agree with that.
Rodman was nowhere near the same. Pippen was literally out for half the season, and we got in the playoffs. He wasn't the same.
And he's playing with a bad back.
Playing with a bad back. What's his name? Ron Harper is not the same player either. And Jordan could have left at post 96 because he just signed.
By Chill's admission, he thinks that Jazz team should have beat the Bulls.
And yeah, I've heard you say that as well.
I did.
So
I did have them beat.
if that
It's
is
not
the
like it's
case,
just a cake.
But I wouldn't think that. Like, I would honestly, like, when it comes to like the finals, I wouldn't think that they would beat a team like the Jazz. I mean, I wouldn't think the Jazz would beat them just because I'm definitely
Because they have Jordan.
yeah, just because.
Exactly.
But it's the same. I look at LeBron though.
Yeah, but
like,
guess what?
No.
They beat him.
Yeah,
He's with Jordan, it's actually applicable.
LeBron.
But so is Jordan though. Like,
No.
for
We're
example,
talking the finals. You just sat there and said when it comes to Jordan, you don't expect.
You
him to
don't
lose
think
in
a team like the Jazz going to beat him because
I
they beat
I
Jordan.
didn't. So don't. I didn't say the final. I'm saying in general because I think Jordan is a better player.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same thing is applicable to LeBron. You shouldn't think that nobody should beat LeBron,
But they do.
but they do though.
All the
I'm
time.
saying I'm not surprised.
All
I'm
the
saying I'm not
time.
surprised. I'm saying I'm not
They beat
surprised.
him all the time.
I was surprised that
They
they
beat
beat
him
the Jazz.
all the time, bro.
They beat him more than Jordan. Sure, I can get with that.
All the
Hold on,
time.
chill, but also let's also put in the context that I think the one thing about the Jordan era too that people don't talk about enough is y'all act like Jordan wasn't getting beat either. There was other dominant teams that are in Jordan's era. Now, don't get me wrong, Jordan phenomenal player.
What's his
But
era?
sometimes
Yeah, what do you
What is his era? What do you consider his era?
Because you have to say the 80s because the 90s.
I'm gonna say from the 80s to the 90s, like when he came into the league to now.
Oh,
his
so
era
from when he
playing
was a rookie,
basketball.
so
I'm
when
talking
he
about
When
when
he
he
was
came-
a rookie, his era.
I'm talking about his career. Jordan's
Okay,
era,
his
like
career.
his career.
His
My
career.
bad. I should have said
Right.
his career. But all I'm saying is
Yeah,
people were
Boston was
dominant and
undefeated.
people were winning on Jordan's watch. That's a fact. And sometimes I think y'all get lost into that 6 years. The 6 rings. Nobody talks about Jordan taking time off. He come, go back, he go back. People have won in the 90s. The Rockets, they won 2. So I just feel like ultimately,
Jordan was there, but sure.
yeah, but I'm just saying, people also dominated during Jordan's era. Jordan just didn't just clear house, but them 3-peats were a big deal.
So people in Jordan's era, Jordan controlled the house. People wanted Jordan's era. He broke up the Rockets. That's stupid take because Jordan wasn't in the NBA. He was playing baseball for reasons that we know about. So of course, Jordan's not able to defend his throne because he's not even in the NBA. So the Rockets winning in his era, okay, that makes sense because who else is gonna win those 2 years? The NBA is gonna just stop playing basketball. So that's a stupid take. People winning in his era, his career, of course, people winning LeBron's career as well. The Celtics winning, that's because his team wasn't good. Also, Jordan was a rookie, a younger player. He's not going to win everything. You also saying the Pistons winning. Yes, the Pistons won, and those were hardships that Jordan had to go through because the Pistons was a better team than Jordan. They was able to stop him with the Jordan rules. So, yes, that's true. Jordan didn't win everything in his career, but also stay for LeBron. LeBron James didn't win in 2011. LeBron James lost 2009. LeBron James lost 2007. LeBron James lost 2015. LeBron James lost 2007, 2017, 18. LeBron James has been losing on Lakers. Like, there is also other spots of LeBron losing. So you saying how people are winning championships on Jordan's watch, yeah, because Jordan didn't control every single year of his career. That's normal.
Hey, Obo.
Yes.
Let's cut the debate of MJ real quick. Is Curry more clutch than Dame?
Yes.
Curry is more clutch than Dame.
Yes.
I don't think.
It's like 50-50. But Dame time is overrated though. Dame time is overrated though.
Well, okay. What makes you say
okay.
that? Like,
okay, so define Dame time for me. Like, what do you think Dame time is? Define it.
Dame time, like my personal opinion, Dame time.
Yes.
Dame
Yes,
time is
like, what is
literally
Dame
when
time?
Dame Dollar is at his own. Like Dame time is when Dame Dollar is legitimate at his own. When that man cannot miss. Like with the Nuggets, that boy could not miss a single shot. It was always clutch. Dame time is Damian Lillard at its best.
Okay, so people define Dame time as him like playing good in every playoff series, and him like playing good in every playoff series, and him being clutch. Which Dame might be more clutch than Curry, probably. But when it comes to nicknames, like I'm gonna look up like what defines Dame time. I'm pretty sure it's him being clutch, him playing good in the playoffs. Which he's not as good.
Like today, like example today, they did a handoff. Giannis did a handoff to him for clutch, and he hit a 3-pointer to go up by 3.
Okay, Dame time is the last 10 seconds remaining on any clock of any major sport, as these moments are owned by Dame Tyler. Which yes, I agree that Dame is clutch, but Dame is also Dame time is like it's like real, but it's like overrated basically. Like because he doesn't play that good in the playoffs sometimes. I was gonna make a video because I would make a series called "Are these nicknames real?" Like Dame time. What's Clay's, bro? Oh, Game 6 Clay, which is a myth. Game 6 Clay is a myth.
Game 6 Clay does not exist and is not real.
I want to make a video on that. So I want to make a video on like, are these nicknames real? It was Dame time, Game 6 Clay, like names like that. Game 6 Clay is a myth, and I want to make a video on that. And I was going to. I might do that. But yeah, Damian Lillard is not in the playoffs. You think he is? He's good, but like he's not that good as you think he is. Like when he went against the Warriors, he literally like doodled on himself. Like he didn't play that good. Like he literally got swept. He's having 19. Like
talking about Clay. Do you think Clay deserves another contract for Golden State?
Not that big of a one. Not the one he has now.
Like the one he's asking right now.
What he's asking for, of course not. He don't deserve that. He deserves that like legacy wise, like him being a Warrior. But nah, he needs like a contract that's able to like be contract friendly for him.
So do you think Golden State is gonna like keep him, or he's gonna hit free agent?
Yeah, Golden State keep him. I think they're gonna do all they can to keep him because it's Klay Thompson. Like he's gonna look weird in another jersey.
It definitely. A lot of people say he's gonna join LeBron, but I doubt I see that.
That's crazy. You won the game when let's go. Okay, all right. I don't know if this video is over and he not here, I might just call it out.
I'm not going to discredit that, but I think we act like the 2 repeats was the totality of the career. And I just feel like when it comes to Michael Jordan, we don't talk about his hardships enough. Like we just don't. Like we act like his career starting in the 90s.
Let's talk about the hardships.
We're talking right now.
If we start bringing up Jordan's hardships and LeBron's hardships, it's going to
Even if that's true, what I don't want to do, I don't want to get away from the point, and it's just about winning NBA championships because we already know who your GOAT is, and if we're just talking about winning NBA championships, right?
This is MJ. I'm gonna get the real
we can get. So I don't want this to be relegated to just NBA championships. I mean, I want to talk about the player in LeBron James and how awesome he was and how much better he got over the course of his career, and the fact that this guy, we talk about him as a defensive player and making 6 all-league defensive teams in 5 straight.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah, 6 of them.
That's it?
And
only 6.
Yeah.
Jordan has 9, right?
Yeah, Jordan does have 9. So I'm glad you brought that up.
15
So
years, that's 20 years.
when you think about how the all-league defensive team is, it's comprised. You know, it's about numbers, right? It's not just about numbers. It's also about the level that you're playing. I mean, LeBron James, he had a 6-year, 6 times. I believe it was 5 times in 8 years. Finished in the top 5 to play.
You should have said for Jordan.
Jordan actually won it.
And I'm glad you brought that up because why isn't he winning it? I mean, LeBron James.
He's not as good defensive.
That's not true because we talked about a guy in
Jordan beat out Hakeem.
Right. Which and I don't think that there's any sense that you can make to that because just so you know, Marcus Gasol, the year that he won Defensive Player of the Year, you know how many times he made the all-league defensive team before that?
Zero. You know how many times he made the all-league defensive team after that? Zero. So there's no reason why he should even be in that conversation.
It's a one-year award.
And I'm glad you brought that 1 year up. So we also talking about a guy, LeBron James, who in the 25th and 16-17 season finished 5th in defense.
Do you think that was justified?
Hell yeah, I do. I think it was justified.
What year?
2017. When it comes to like the 2020
in the 2016-17 season, he finished 5th in defensive player of the year. The only time in his career that he finished in the top 5 in the league in defensive player of the year and did not make the all-league defensive team. Add that to the fact that the next year in the 2017 season, when he had more steals, more blocks than both Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, who were on the all-league defensive team. And it's the same year that James had the highest defensive rating in his career, yet he did not make the all-league defensive team.
Sure, 2017 or 2018?
2018.
It was in 2018. It was in 2018. It was in 2018. So we're talking about stuff like that. We're talking about stuff like that. That's like 8 or 9 more all-league defensive. No, we don't.
I'm gonna be honest. If you think LeBron was all defensive caliber in 2018, I don't know what I meant to say.
But even if, let's hypothetically speaking, because
oh my God. It's really hard to like say if LeBron was like all defensive level, because I can make claims and say why he wasn't, but either way you're gonna have to watch it. 2017, the LeBron James defensive player of the year thing, I have said that it doesn't make sense how LeBron James didn't win defensive player of the year that year and how Marc Gasol basically stole it. Now, I don't think it's really a conspiracy. It's a 1-year award, and people will sometimes peak defensively in a year, and they was able to win that award. So, like, Marc Gasol win that award that year. It was just weird how he won that. It's just weird how he won that award because, you know, that same. It's just weird how he won that award because that same year, Jordan also played like amazing. So, I mean, not Jordan, LeBron also played amazing that year defensively. So it's just weird how Marc Gasol was able to win that award like that. But I genuinely think that even though like Marc Gasol won that award, Jordan being able to beat out some of those players in that peak and able to win the Defensive Player of the Year award is insane. The year that Jordan won that award, he beat out some of the best defensive players. He literally beat out some of the best defensive players. Let me look at the year. Year voting. I need Basketball Reference. I need you right now. In 87-88, he won Defensive Player of the Year. Can I get Basketball Reference, please? I don't know why it's not like helping me right now. I need 88-87, not 88-87. Oh, they got Basketball Reference ads now? That's crazy. Okay, Basketball Reference. I need 88-87. Rookie of the Year is called the Wilt Chamberlain Trophy. What the heck? Okay, so 87-88, he won. He also won that. So the Defensive Player of the Year he won. He beat out Mark Eaton, Hakeem Olajuwon, like players like that. Some of the best defensive players that we have seen. He was able to beat out 37 first place. Like that's not normal to win that like that. So yes, I understand. I don't think Jordan. I think LeBron should have won that award, but ultimately he didn't. And then also it's crazy how Marc Gasol was able to peak defensively and win that award. But it is a 1-year award. But I feel like Jordan played better defensively.
It still be less than Jordan. A. B,
that was just 2 years that I brought up. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But B, and more importantly, even if you want to just talk about the game himself, the biggest. And I'm gonna be honest with you, even with me going back and rewatching a lot of LeBron was like way more like after than I like realized. Yeah. Nowhere near the same jump shot that I thought he had, and especially before he went to Miami. Even when he went to Miami, low key that 2013 run. This is the perfect definition of like winning bias. If they lost 2013,
that was another bad.
That was terrible finals for him because he couldn't make a shot. Anything outside, he couldn't. You remember
Game 7 he could make.
Game 7 saves everything. Up until Game 7, he's shooting like 42% from the field, like 31% from behind the arc. He's not making any free throws. He's genuinely struggling to be productive in that series. And even in the entire postseason run, he's also struggling. Even if you go through his peak from 2011 to 2015 to 2016, most of that postseason runs, he is struggling immensely to find his shot. all throughout it while being on some of those talented rosters in the NBA. And the biggest reason why they lost in 2011 is because of him. I know y'all didn't think I was going to get to that, but I'm here.
Oh, we have to talk about this.
So in 2011, the reason why they lost is because of his inadequacies.
I agree with
and
that.
his
I agree with that,
inabilities.
right.
There's no rhyme or reason why somebody like J.J. Barea and Jason Kidd should be able to defend him.
I agree.
And I've rewatched that like very recently, and genuinely, Jason Kidd is standing in front of LeBron James. That doesn't make any sense, but it's because he can't attack a zone. He can't shoot. He wasn't a good three-point shooter. Even he got to the free throw line. Couldn't play out the. Couldn't even
Literally,
play out the post to take advantage of Jason Kidd.
literally.
Though from a pure basketball standpoint, because you're right, we can remove the accolades.
We can talk about basketball.
If we're talking about
That's what I
strictly
want to talk about.
basketball, I don't think Jordan has such a deficiency to that extent that could like cost his team series and runs or anything like that, the way that LeBron did in that run. And quite honestly, in a few other series, if the opposing team was just slightly better, if the Eastern Conference was slightly better, then it would have been different because it was very easy to pick apart LeBron's weaknesses, even at his best, even at his absolute best.
Yeah, but I'll also push back and say over time though, I think he worked on those deficiencies. Now, is he great 3-point shooter now? No, he's better 3-point shooter than Jordan though.
For sure.
I said
No,
3-point
I'm
shooter.
asking.
No, he's not better. He's not a better free throw shooter.
Yeah,
No,
free throw
no,
shooter.
who's the best shooter?
I don't think he's he's not a better shooter than Jordan.
Has
So
he
talent.
worked on his free throw
I
shooting?
mean, he probably has, but he's not a good free throw shooter.
Okay.
Not a good free throw
Okay,
shooter.
No,
and his
thank
game-
you.
Argue that.
and his post game is mid range shot. Hey, do you think he's really been sufficient enough in that?
I think over time has gotten quality.
To find quality.
I mean, quality just means it works. I think
He's
he proved his game over time where you say he was a raw athlete, which I agree. I think when Bron first came into the league, he was just more physically more gifted than everybody.
Yeah.
I won't even deny that. It's almost like Zion S. But I do think over time, because of 2011 and things of that nature, I think LeBron knew I have to expand my game. There's things I have to be able to do in order to win. Like I think when they played Boston in that game 6 at Boston, I think that was one of the moments where LeBron, you could see the work that he's put in to get to that point. He was
For sure.
his mid-range, his post moves. You could tell that most players, when they have a meltdown like that, they don't always bounce back.
Right.
That could have been LeBron's absolute fallout for sure. And he came back. And I think in some ways, being able to come back from adversity also makes you great.
You know, in the
True.
next series, he shot 18% from 3, right?
But that's my point. Like I think
I didn't
people,
say it was a good 3-point shooter.
No,
Yeah, I'm just
well,
saying it's inconsistency.
but
Like,
it's
he can get hot, but
that's the
it's-
point.
that's the issue.
Well,
That's the
I'm glad you brought up inconsistencies because you brought up a really good point about what LeBron James did. You brought up a really good point about what LeBron James did in the NBA Finals and how in Game 7 and how his game declined. Well, I can rewind the clock back to before Jordan became Air Jordan. He had hair, and they called him Air Jordan. When he was averaging 35 a game against the Detroit Pistons, and that 35 in game 4, 5, and 6, when they were up in the series against the Detroit Pistons, went down from 35 a game to 22 a game. He wasn't blamed for that series, however. Even though LeBron James had done something like that, LeBron James, they would have said that he choked. And then I can fast forward to the 1992, 1993 Michael Jordan, who I thought that was the best version of him. So we got the Eastern Conference Championship going on, Mars. When I say we got the Eastern Conference Championship, the Knicks are picked to win this. And Jordan starts the series. He is egregious. He is not giving them anything. It takes a gallant effort from Scottie Pippen in game 3 from 20. points. Otherwise, they go down 3-0 in that series, and that series is looking really different. And then
Jordan had a triple-double?
that was the game. I believe he had a triple-double.
This is the game where Hill claims he did nothing but had a triple-double, but then we'll claim that LeBron
In
did
that game
things-
7 against Detroit
against-
when he had like 14.
Exactly. That's what this game is.
This is that
I
game.
didn't peep to your style.
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
is
study your style.
that game, absolutely. And he did. But who do we know Jordan to be? We know Jordan to be an all-around great player. We do know him to be that, but he's also playing with another all-around great player who compounded what he did in terms of his scoring, in terms of his rebounding, in terms of his playmaking. He compounded that. So what Jordan didn't do, he actually did. James, on the other hand, he didn't have that opportunity early. He did not have that opportunity early, and then I can look to, I can look to other instances. I mean, I watched Jordan in 1997 against the Miami Heat go 9 for 35 in a game. I mean, if
their Heat team was like a
all-time great defense, Miami.
Yeah, that Miami Heat team is like a generational defense. Like that Miami Heat team is actually amazing defensively. A lot of people know that, but that Miami Heat team is like a generational all-time great defense. That Heat team is amazing defensively.
Great defense, right? Absolutely, and just the same as the Detroit Pistons all-time great defense.
Wait, who? Wait,
it's over.
Who was the all-time great?
Hey,
Not 06, not 06.
everybody gets 1 minute to make their closing point.
Who starts?
J-Rock.
Shout out to my glorious king. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I've never seen a guy. I was a Jordan guy since a kid. I went from Dr. J to Michael Jordan. LeBron James was in year 10 in 2013, and he had 4 league MVPs. He had won the NBA championship 2 years in a row, and I wasn't even interested in having a conversation at that point. It wasn't until 2015, 2016 that I started really paying attention to this guy to make sense of, yo, man, if this guy as good as I think he is, turns out he was. I've never seen a guy come into the game with that amount of hype, that amount of fanfare, that amount of pressure, and deliver, and continuously deliver without folding and just completely giving up. I've never seen that. And it took me a long time to come to this conclusion, but he's the best that I've ever seen.
Without folding is kind of crazy because, I mean, he folded. But, look, I think LeBron is an amazing player, genuinely. But going back and rewatching a lot of, like, even peak LeBron, the deficiencies are, like, almost alarmingly bad. Now, to be fair to LeBron, he's a highly IQ player, intelligent, so he finds ways around, especially with his passing and playmaking. When I watch Jordan, he's just like leaps and bounds better than like everybody else on the court when he's playing. And I don't think, as great as LeBron is, I don't think that there's times where I don't think he's leaps and bounds better than everyone else. And even as time progressed, when Scottie Pippen got older, Dennis Rodman got older, they weren't the same players as they once were before. And they're still winning. He's still pushing them to 60-plus wins, even without Scottie Pippen. I think that, to me, is what really swung me back into Jordan and made it even more concrete that I do think Jordan is the greatest of all time.
I think it goes to the fact that not only did LeBron have many deficiencies that teams could counter, Michael Jordan was so much of a great all-around player, but we focus so much on the scoring aspect that we ignore the fact that he was the best playmaker on his team. He probably was one of the best decision makers in the league. He was one of the premier defenders. He did everything so well, but his scoring was so transcendent. That we ignore everything else at such a high level.
I got a question. All right, ready? Wait.
Yeah, what's up?
What's a beast to a dinosaur? What's a beast to a dinosaur?
What's a beast to a dinosaur?
A beast to a dinosaur, right? You don't know?
Nah.
A pterodactyl, right?
Yeah.
Mixed with a T-Rex. You know what that is?
What is
it? T-Rex-todactyl.
This nigga is dying laughing at that. This nigga is dying laughing at that. Yeah, we ain't with that. Go ahead and move yourself. That's crazy.
The biggest issue I've always had with LeBron is how everything has to be catered to him. He is the system. You have to put a whole team around him and his strengths and avoid his weaknesses, get him the spacing, get him defenders around him. Whereas Michael Jordan has shown time and time again, no matter the system, no matter the situation, he's going to perform. He's going to play without the ball. He's going to play with the ball. He's going to play defense. He's going to run the floor. He's going to play in transition. He's going to play in the half court. He can do so many things for you that you're not stuck in a box of how your team needs to play. And I think that's what elevates Michael Jordan to be the best player that I've ever gone back and watched. And I think he's the best player to ever play.
Mars is reason for having Jordan is literally my stance on Michael Jordan. The reason why, my biggest thing about LeBron is the fact that every LeBron team is stuck in a box. It's stuck in a box where it's a specific style of play you have to play. And if it doesn't cater to LeBron, you're blamed for it instead of LeBron James. A very active version of this is Russell Westbrook. Is Russell Westbrook's a version of this, but also many other players that LeBron James has played with that actively gets hurt in their NBA career and actively make it seem like they're bad, but it's because of LeBron, the box LeBron is in. Now, granted, Russell Westbrook is not that good as he used to be. I'm not going to say Westbrook is my main my main point for this, but he's the most recent thing that most people think of when it comes to this box. So when you think of LeBron James and you think of how his teams are, the box is one of the reasons why that I have LeBron James down, because every single player, there's a reason why they're like lower than they should be. For example, the reason why I have Kobe lower than some people is because I don't like the fact how Kobe was selfish in his NBA career. I don't like how certain things that Kobe wanted, his ego got in his way. That's also a reason why. There's also things with Hakeem. There's the reason why I have him down. So every single player has reasons why they're lower than they need to be. It also becomes the basketball, but there's also personalities and styles of play that affect the basketball team and the organization. So when you have a style of play and a way that you play, that also affects the basketball team and the organization. So LeBron James' style of play, it affects the team, and it forces the team to be stuck in a box that they don't want to be in.
And I think that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We're each gonna react to everything, and we're gonna give our take on what.
I gotta say, that was a heck of a debate. I was waiting for the closing argument to really decide, because it was so close throughout the whole time. And he went out there 1-2 versus 1, so I got to give it to him. He was playing by himself.
No way.
Let me see it. Let me grab the ball real quick. Not gonna hold you when you go through a whole elaboration about Game 6 of Celtics, and then Mars says, he shot 18% right after that series, right? Bro, Showtime was going through it alone, brother. He was throwing great arguments, bro. I'm not gonna lie, y'all two should be embarrassed because Showtime was cooking y'all, bro. I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
Oh wow.
Y'all losing. Y'all lost to one.
All right. So I don't want to be a follower, but I have to admit, J-Rob, we even had this conversation last night. You were pulling through, but then you lost a little steam. Chill did pull away for you.
Yeah, crazy. This is really a for me, and I feel like I ain't even saying nothing that crazy. Like, I think this might be a little bit of,
And I do want to shout out.
Don't be emotional. It's all right. Go ahead.
No.
I just think
I
have
nothing more
to diminish my greatness.
It's a brand new exclusive event. All your favorite South Park characters. There's.
I ain't gonna diminish your greatness, but how you introduce LeBron, stop that.
The Glorious King.
Yes.
That's good. That probably does do me a disservice to start a debate, but
I'm sorry, man. Low tried to fight back, but man. Put y'all in that old school headlock and wouldn't let y'all do that. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go chill. He was cooking.
Hey, what did Jeff T say?
Because
I'm not gonna lie, Lo. You was rebuttaling heavy.
You don't have to play.
Heavy.
Oh, my bad. You're right. Oh, you got to respect the pill, bro. You got to respect the pill.
So I do want to say, Lo, there was a moment there where you started regain some traction. But you know what Jay did? He kept his voice low, and everybody went silent and listened in, and he commanded respect in that moment. But Lo, you were right there too. Mars, you're just a stat guy, so I lost it. But
Can I touch that pill right quick? Yeah. I'm looking up the Cavs 2007 roster right here on this. We clearly know who LeBron James is. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out if you're Larry Hughes, if you're Junis.
No, I'm like the 15th guy on the bench. That's where I want to be.
Now you
that bad.
Eric
Snow. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I'm that bad either, but I do think these two and Dub, they got this idea that like I don't watch NBA games, but I don't agree with how they talk about ball.
You don't.
You don't.
I just don't agree with what you say.
I just think it was kind of.
He was, but I thought he did phenomenal. But look, you don't know.
No, you watch.
Yo,
I watch everybody.
All in all, I want to say what Chilltown just did,
Like,
it was
you
like
watch more YouTube videos than me.
it was like
I
LeBron winning
watch
his 2-7.
NBA games just as much as you.
Yes.
LeBron
I don't
just beat
agree
the
with
Spurs. I don't know if you kind of look like Tony Parker, so we'll go with Tony Parker, and obviously you're Tim Duncan.
Boris Diaw.
But chill, what you just did is you just beat them in Game 7. And so I
The
got
glazing is crazy right now.
They're praising him because he had no team.
And
That's what's
basically,
happening.
they're
They're praising him
crazy
because
because he had no teammates. That's
What did I
basically
say
what
that was not wrong with my LeBron though?
No, I'm just
That
saying
point I
that
made
like,
about Brown.
still made great points. But they're praising him.
What bad
because
point did I make
Hold on,
about Brown?
I would like to
Tell me
say,
one untrue I said about LeBron.
I would like to say,
Before.
all-
I think he's just biased because he
No, you just said a bunch of stuff that
chill, chill.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was an angry mouth.
Yo,
have to do that.
yo.
That's crazy. I don't think Chill won the argument, but who am I to say? I think Low and Mars won it, but that's also because I agree with them a lot. What they say makes sense. I mean, Low and Mars was right.
A lot of things that really make sense. A lot of things they said made a lot of sense. So that's what I can say.
I know Mars and Low are like my guys. Like I agree with them mostly because they make sense. So I don't know what this nigga. He got 30 minutes, bro. If it's 12 and he ain't, I'm gonna be like, yo, family. I'm sorry, but
let's just do it another day. Nah, let's do it another. Let's do it another.
Literally, because I knew I shouldn't have. Last week was my fault because I literally forgot. So last week I literally forgot. Dang, what's on my mouse? Ew, that's ugly. I'm trying to find another video I can watch. Did Jimmy Howell make a video? He did. Oh, there's Flight is making his top 100. When that comes out, we're watching it. I hope you know that. Flight is making a top 100. When that comes out, we're watching that. So he's supposed to come out this month. He's still working on it. He's supposed to come out this month. So when his top 100 come out, we're watching that instantly. Literally, instantly. Because his is bad. Like his takes are horrible. Like who we watched? Oprah's what's the nigga name? OSN. Dang, Obadiah. OSN is horrible, but that nigga's worse. Like Flight is like he probably was high making the video. So you saw him telling Kenny how much he smokes a day?
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
It really isn't. No.
Like it's really not healthy. Like it's actually like insane. Why Steph Curry needed Kevin on the Warriors? I'm watching that. Hold up. Why Steph Curry needed Kevin around the Warriors? Yeah, I'm gonna watch this because I need to know this. I want to know why.
Golden State Warriors get back to the NBA Finals without KD and lose to Cleveland. Do they keep that unit together after being down 3-1 and losing? Then the next year, playing again in the NBA Finals, losing again? Do they keep that crew together?
In 2016, who do y'all have as the better player that year? Kevin Durant or Stephen Curry?
Steph Curry.
Oh, Curry that year, Curry.
Curry?
Yes.
Ron? Steph or KD in 2016? KD. Okay. Ron?
I'm probably gonna say it was Steph due to the winning. I can't remember exactly. I know it was fairly close, but I'm probably just knowing me. I'm probably gonna say I was leaning towards Steph.
Okay. Now, same question applies for the next season. Who's the better player, Steph or KD in 2017?
Steph. I'm gonna keep saying Steph every year that we go.
Oh no, I'm saying when Durant joined the Golden State Warriors, Durant was the best.
Oh, so
it was Steph Curry.
All right.
So hold on for a second, Damo. Understand the difference between being the best player and playing better. KD was allowed to do what he did. Curry took a back seat to him. And he could throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing, but he did. He allowed KD to be KD.
Because he realized KD was better.
No, he didn't realize KD was better. Let's make sure we clear up
I mean,
one thing.
how do we know that, though?
Well, the reason why we know that is because I didn't need you. You needed me more than I needed you. That's why you came over here.
You need.
I was doing what I was already doing before.
Also there. That is so true. That is so true.
And I needed you. Remember when we're talking about the Western Conference. You trying to get to James. The only way to get to James is to get through me. I'm the gatekeeper.
Are you calling my name?
Yes, nigga. Anyway,
yeah, what's up?
What he just said was so true.
My fault.
Man. The only reason why Curry took a step back is because he exactly knew that Kevin Durant needed the Golden State Warriors to get that freaking ring. The only reason Kevin Durant joined the Warriors is to get his ring. He wanted to be a star player, but knowing that Stephen Curry did the impossible with Golden State, he knew he was never going to be a star player in that team. And he knew that Stephen Curry wasn't gonna just stay there and just take a back seat to Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant needed those 2 years that he won MVP and he won the finals. Those 2 years, he took a back seat for KD to play like Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? But Curry recognizes the fact that Kevin Durant is a great player, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. You know, he's such a great player, and Curry taking a back seat shows how humble he is and how he knows and how he recognizes that Kevin Durant needed that for his legacy.
What I actually had a video that I scrapped. It was called Why Steph Curry was the best player on Super Team Warriors. I actually scrapped the video. I had the script, I had all the stats, all that, but I scrapped it because I didn't like what I was doing. But the reason why Steph Curry is better than KD is because the fact that Steph Curry took a step back on that team and was still producing the numbers he produced. And the crazy part about it was Steph Curry was actually perfecting his game while on that Super Team Warriors, because on 2016, 2015, he was more of a shooter, more like dribble type. He was able to drive, but not much of a driver. When you watch him, especially now, when you watch Curry play now, and you see how able he is to get to his spots, mid-range, how he is able to lay up so easily, he learned that from 2017, 18. He was already progressing that way. So him taking a backseat to Kevin Durant, it was a backseat, but you can obviously tell that Steph Curry was still the best player on that team. Literally, everybody knew that, but they saw Kevin Durant playing better than Curry. But everybody knew that Steph Curry was best on that team. Everybody knew that. Come on, it wasn't a debate. Everybody knew that.
Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna go. I'll be on the game, so if anything, let me know.
All right, but I got you. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna just end it, and then I get back on the game. You be the party still? Like you gonna be the party?
I think the party died.
It's just me and you. I think it's me and Jose.
Justin is in there.
Yeah, I told Justin to join. I told him to give us 30.
It's us three, like Jose, you and me, and Justin.
Yeah, all right. Give me like after this video, I'm gonna go in there because he takes too long. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna change the title of the stream, and I'm gonna just say reacting to videos. Yeah, I'll just make it a video. All right. I'll be back. I'll be in like 10 minutes.
You can't get to me.
Nah, it
I'm
doesn't
the
stop
gatekeeper.
here. It's not that shallow. It's not that
I'm the
shallow.
gatekeeper.
This pool is deep. We can't just make that statement and just run with it. Okay, Steph was needed Kevin Durant.
Yes, he did.
So I mean, so I can't. It goes both ways. Don't
Yes.
get
No,
me
it
wrong.
doesn't.
And with that, it does, Damo. Because
One had a chip already the other day. One
had a chip already, but he wasn't about to get no more.
One didn't
But the
have
difference
one
is-
at all. One wasn't.
I understand
Why?
that. Damo.
Why are you
I
saying
understand
Steph
that.
wouldn't have won it yet? Like I don't.
Why,
Why?
I mean, this they're both. That's so saying that is just it's that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of speculation, Mars. It's a lot of speculation because it goes like we can always say who's to say that KD and Russ run it back, they don't win the West now.
I agree. I think.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if KD went to the Spurs with Kawhi, I think they mopped the Warriors. Me personally, but KD joined Golden State, and I don't think it's because he was worried about Golden State. I think he's made it clear he wanted to play in a team system, unlike OKC. He wanted to be around shooting, unlike OKC, and he liked the way Golden State played basketball. I think Kevin Durant's move was strictly based on the fact he wanted to enjoy playing basketball, and the Warriors was the best situation for him. I don't think it's because he was intimidated by Steph and needed him to make the finals. I don't think it was any of that, me personally. also don't think Steph needed Kevin Durant. I think the Warriors without KD could have run it back, got to the finals at some point, and I think they could have won a chip. Now, do I think it was going to be as much of a foregone conclusion as with KD? Of course not, because you get KD, as pretty much everyone knew it was a wrap, even despite the fact that I remember people saying Cleveland were going to win, but revisionist history can change that. But I don't think Steph needed KD. I also don't think KD needed Steph. I think what KD wanted was Golden State. And I think that's what it is.
I think they've seen each other as the clear-cut options for each other. Like that, like for instance, I think KD was the better player. I think Steph had the better team. They looked at each other like, yo, I got the goods, you got the way to move it. So you know what I'm saying? Like I got the distribution center, you got the trucks. You know what I'm saying? Let's get together.
So,
you know,
it was beneficial for both parties. Yeah,
right.
It was. I can't get, you can't get past us. You can't get past me. I can't get past him. Both of us can beat him because the idea was to win the whole thing. Now, your logic about them being in the Western Conference, if Oklahoma City stays together, do they beat the Golden State Warriors? Well, obviously, KD didn't think so, considering the unit that he was on. He didn't think.
Yeah, so I pretty much agree with it. I think that when it comes to the Steph Curry Warriors thing, I think that they also would have won either way, even without KD, with the 9. But they both saw it beneficial as Kevin Durant seen that how the Warriors were able to play. So that's the end of the stream. I'm gonna try to make that new series I talked about maybe next week or the week after. It's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna try to do it next week or tomorrow. Thanks for watching the stream. Whoever tunes the stream, this will be cut into 2 videos. I appreciate it. Thank you, and watch the new video that should be out tomorrow or Sunday.